But Rahul, what would happen if this was a presidential contest and more? Let's take a look at the numbers.
Okay, so on the question of who is best suited to be India's next Prime Minister, it seems there isn't much of divided opinion amongst the respondents in the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has more than half the respondents in our poll rooting for him to be the next Prime Minister. Rahul Gandhi's approval has gone up from 9 to 14, but that's just a 5% increase. The big number there is that 52% of the respondents say they would like Narendra Modi to be Prime Minister once again. We also asked the other question, which is about who is best suited to succeed Prime Minister Modi. Now, this is a question which nobody in the BJP wants to really talk about at this moment, because the Prime Minister is still very much front and center. But when this question was posed, Home Minister Amit Shah comes out on top with 26% of the respondents wanting Amit Shah to be the next Prime Minister. Yogi Adityanath comes in at number 2 with 25% of the respondents voting Yogi Adityanath to be the next Prime Minister. Nitin Gadkari comes in at number 3 at 16%. But at this moment, leading with a slender margin, Home Minister Amit Shah as the numero uno choice to succeed Prime Minister Modi.
Interesting, Rahul, because we won't look at after Modi who. Remember, 50s and 60s they used to ask this question, after Nehru who. But let's look at some of the other data points very quickly. In fact, when we ask best PM of India over time, and usually the incumbent does have an advantage in such polls, Narendra Modi ji at 47%, Atal Bihari Vajpayee 16%, Indira Gandhi at 12%. For a long time it was Vajpayee and Indira, now Mr. Modi is there. Has the Modi government reduced corruption? Have they really made Bharat into a Bhrashtachar Mukt Bharat? 53% say yes, no say 41%. So there is a bit of a divided opinion. There are certain issues, unemployment, corruption, where opinion tends to be a little bit more divided. Does the BJP misuse enforcement agencies? 44% are saying yes they do, no 41%. So that's another issue on which you will find a sharp divide, misuse of enforcement agencies. Freebies, should the government be giving more freebies? Yes say 49%, no say 42%. So a lot of the issues of our times have divided opinion, even if personalities seem to be of no contest. Opinion on current state of democracy. Remember, there's been a lot of talk this week over the manner in which a BBC documentary on Gujarat 2002 has been blocked. It's in danger, say 43%, not in danger, say 43%. So clearly a very divided opinion on certain contentious issues. Communal harmony under NDA rule, has it improved, say 43%, deteriorated, say 35%. Who is responsible for deteriorating communal harmony? 26% say BJP, RSS, opposition 3%, fringe group 3%. So I think there is a wide consensus that most believe in our poll that Mr. Modi is best placed to lead the country. But on specific issues, public opinion is divided. And that many believe, and Raj Chengappa has been putting that up, flagging that through the show, is something the BJP should be worried about. That on specific issues, they don't get the kind of enthusiastic response that they get when you ask who should be the Prime Minister of the country.
I think there are 2 points that come from this thing. One is that there is, just like there's a shelf life for welfare schemes, there's also a shelf life for polarization. We were discussing this earlier. As you keep pushing that envelope a bit, the average Indian begins to feel uncomfortable. Yes, we may not have agreed with Muslim appeasement, but we are not looking at confrontation of communities. So when it comes to polarization, you could choose, say, the UCC, Uniform Civil Code, and ram it through and say it has to happen. So that could be a polarizing issue which we were talking earlier. And if you come to look at
democracy, for example,
and you know, even Jammu and Kashmir,
yes.
you put it to vote, you could get a, if there's attacks and everything else, you could get a national issue that builds up. So there's enough for it. But I would advise, I mean, my suggestion, not even an advice, who am I to do this, is that the BJP must look ahead. Mr. Modi has got the capacity to do it. Unlike Jacinda Ardern of the New Zealand Prime Minister, he has not run out of, his tank is not empty. His tank is full. He can do a third term if he wants to. It is in him, as we decided, the phenomenon that Mr. Modi is, it is for him to say, okay, let's not look at 2045-7. Those are all great ideals. You need to now say, from 2024 to 2029, what will you deliver? And I believe that delivery has to be very, very clearly in this 2023, show the direction for the youth as to what you can give them.